You know when you put yourself on a book buying ban and then it just doesn't happen? That's my life right now. I put myself on a book buying ban. I didn't announce it or anything. It was just something that I decided to do. It was supposed to run from January to June and I was really sure I was going to be able to do it. And then January was one hell of a month. It was a horror of a month. And so I ended up buying loads of books to cheer myself up. Hi everyone, so I have a lot of books to talk about again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books. In no particular order, I'm just going to pick them up as we go along. So the first one that we've got is this one, and this is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. I bought this one myself because I liked the cover of it. I'm not gonna lie, I saw it online, I liked the cover of it, and I had a quick little look at the synopsis and decided that I was just gonna take a chance on it and buy it. So I've not seen any reviews of this, but one of the things that really drew me to this was when I saw the cover, I liked it, and when I started reading about it, it's all set in upstate New York, and I've got a friend who I've been talking about upstate New York too. That was what pushed me to buy this book. It says, something hasn't been right at the roadside Sundown Motel for a very long time, and Carly Kirk is about to find out why in this chilling New York Times best-selling novel from the author of Broken Girls. And it says, upstate New York, 1982, Viv Delaney wants to move to New York City. And to help pay for it, she takes a job at the Sundown Motel in Fell, New York, but something isn't right at the hotel, something haunting and scary. And then we fast forward to upstate New York, 2017. Carly Kirk has never been able to let go of the story of her Aunt Viv, who mysteriously disappeared from the Sundown before she was born. Carly decides to move to Fell and visit the motel, where she quickly learns that nothing has changed since 1982. This sounds fun. I'm hoping that it is. I just got it off Amazon, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading that. This book that I've got is this gorgeous book. It's The Smallest Man by Frances Quinn. You will probably know that I love sprayed edges. Check out these ones. Aren't they gorgeous? I really do love a book that has sprayed edges, and I like the sort of minimalist picture style on it because it really goes with the front cover. And this is an interesting story. So this is a historical fiction set around some real events as well, I think, and it starts in the year of 1625 and follows Nat Davy, who makes an impossible wish at a fair, and it says a wish that can't come true and a journey that will take him to places beyond his wildest imagination. And it follows 2 decades that changed England forever, and it's apparently a heartwarming tale about being different and about I think it's about love and friendship, isn't it? Yeah, about being brave enough to take a chance even if the odds aren't good, and how when everything else has fallen apart, true friendship holds people together. And I do think you need really good friends in life, don't you? So this was from my Goldsboro Books subscription. I got it like I say, from Goldsboro Books, and so this was the book of the month that came a little while back, and I haven't got around to talking about it or reading it yet, so here it is. The next book that I've got is this one. This is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I am sure you've all seen this everywhere else. I've seen it on so many booktube channels, and I've wanted to get around to reading it for a while. I've heard so many good things. I don't think I've ever seen a bad review of this book, and so finally it is mine. So this says that Evelyn is murdered hundreds of times. Each day when she's killed, Aidan Bishop is too late to save her. And the only way to break the cycle is to solve the mystery. And each time the day begins again, I think Aidan is someone else. Yeah, Aidan wakes up in the body of a different guest of this party. So it sounds really interesting, and I don't think I've read anything like that. So I'm quite excited to get into this because, like I say, I've not seen any bad reviews of this one. The next one that I've got is this one. This is Keep Her Quiet by Emma Curtis. This sounds like it could go either way. This could be the type of book that I'm going to find a little bit triggering, or the type of book that I think I'm going to really enjoy. It's one of those. This is about Jenny, who's just given birth to the daughter of her dreams, and she couldn't be more happy. But her husband knows that this baby can't be his baby, and so he feels nothing but betrayal. Meanwhile, on the same night, a vulnerable woman called Hannah wakes up and finds her newborn lifeless beside her, and she becomes crazed with grief. So fate ends up putting Hannah in the path of Leo, who is the husband, and they make a decision that will have shattering consequences. And then it says years later, a 16-year-old reads an article in the newspaper, and it starts her off on a bit of a journey to sort of discover the truth about herself. But what she learns will put her whole life in huge danger. And it's one of those how far will people go to keep a secret sort of situations. As I say, this sounds absolutely brilliant. It might be something that I don't really like. It depends on where this goes. I think we can see what's going to happen. Chances if Leo gives gives his wife's newborn baby to Hannah. I'm just hoping that the baby sort of grows up looked after, and then there's all this sort of drama around her as she gets older, because I don't really like stories where children are abused. So we'll find out and we'll see what it's like. But like I say, this could be good. The next book that I got was very kindly sent to me, and this is 7 by Farzana Doctor, and this sounds like a really interesting read. This follows the story of Sharifa, who accompanies her husband on sort of a marriage saving trip to India in 2016. But what ends up interesting her is not really her grandfather's life story. It's the sort of background of his 4 wives who seem to be missing from the family law, and she ends up uncovering much more than she'd expected. However, at the same time, the trip coincides with a period of unrest that is going on around her sort of religious community, which is quite a conservative community. And there is a sort of a huge divide in the community at the moment. We've got feminism coming in, and they've got people that are going against one of their age-old rituals and calling it female genital mutilation. And we've got Sharifa's 2 favourite cousins on different sides of the argument, and so she's seeking middle ground, but everything's starting to heat up. And then Sharifa discovers an unexpected truth and is forced to take a position. I'm really interested in the issues that are raised within this book. I have spoken before about FGM on my channel. It's been something that I think is a very important subject and something that we should talk more about. So when I was offered the chance to review this, I thought this sounded perfect. So by the time you see this video, I will have started this book, because I'm reading this one after the book that I am reading at the moment. The next book that I've got is a one I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know if it's The Furies or The Fairies, because I just don't know. I don't know which one it is. But I mean, I saw something on the front of this. It says witchcraft, murder and passion. I mean, come on. Is there anything that sounds more me? I had to have this. So it's 1997, and Violet is a new student at Elm Hollow Academy. And like any new student, she's desperate for it. She's quiet, she's autistic, and she's unremarkable. But then she gets invited to an advanced study group by her alluring art teacher, Annabelle, and she's excited and terrified at this invitation. There she meets Robin, Grace, and Alex, a group of charismatic outsiders who invite her into their clique. And then it says, but once study sessions on the school's history of 17th century witchcraft and magic become more than just theory, Violet must decide what she's prepared to do in order to stay popular. And also there's a mystery of what happened to the original 4th member of this group and where they went missing. This sounds absolutely perfect for me. I love mystery and intrigue and witchcraft and teenagers, and I just think this sounds like a fantastic book, and I can't wait to read it. The next book that I've got is a little something different. This is The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. This is a book that is told in various different perspectives and is about primarily rape culture, teenage girls and sexuality, and I'm really interested in this. Again, you know me, I like books that sort of focus on female friendships and everything that women face in the world, and so this sounds fantastic. This says Grace is the preacher's daughter who moves into the former house of a girl whose pain still adorns the walls. Bold Rosina, who dreams of life playing music instead of waitressing at her uncle's restaurant, and misunderstood Erin, the girl who finds more solace in science and order than she does in people. And they're brought together by their interest in the girl who left all of the graffiti on Grace's bedroom walls. That girl's called Lucy Moynihan, and then Grace discovers that Lucy was actually ran out of town because she accused the popular boys of raping her, and she was just basically vilified and chased out of town. Collectively, they become incensed at this injustice, and they decide that what they're going to do is band together to seek justice for this girl that none of them knew. And I'm really interested to see where this goes. The next book that I've got, I'm going to need you to not judge me, so just suspend all belief and just sort of not let this book taint your view of me. However, I have this book, Conspiracy Theories, and it does have on the front there, including COVID-19. Now, I do want to say I do not believe that COVID-19 is a conspiracy or anything like that, but I do enjoy reading conspiracy theories, and the COVID-19 thing isn't really what interested me in this. However, I just love a good conspiracy theory. Who doesn't? So it's got things such as, did aliens help to build the Sphinx and the Great Pyramids of Giza? And what were they trying to tell us? Is the food industry colluding to make us all addicted to sugar? The growing number of people who believe that the Earth is flat, the unsolved disappearance of flight MH370, and the uncertainty surrounding the assassination of Osama bin Laden and the mysterious circumstances of Bruce Lee's death. Let's be honest, I love conspiracy theories. I used to watch a lot of conspiracy theory YouTube channels, and now I listen to a couple of podcasts that delve into conspiracy theories now and then, but they're just fun. They're just fun to sort of go down the rabbit hole and not take too seriously, but just drift into a world of, what if? And I used to enjoy sitting in pubs with friends or cafes with friends and sitting and talking about various conspiracy theories and just having like a sort of a thrash out little debate. And I used to enjoy that. Obviously, because of COVID, nobody's been anywhere. So now I just have to talk to my walls and Sylvanians, that's all that's around my room. This isn't mine. They just appear. Sylvanians appear everywhere. I'm being haunted by Sylvanians. So I have to be honest, I couldn't resist this book. It's a little bit of a out there read, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. The next book that I've got is another one that I'm really excited for, and it's this one. This is Girl A by Abigail Dean, and I think this is going to be another one that's going to be quite a dark and gritty read. This book is about Girl A, who is called Lex. And she apparently grew up in her parents' house of horrors, was the girl who escaped and became known as Girl A. And so this is about when Lex's mother dies in prison. She leaves the house to Girl A, Lex, and her siblings. And so Lex decides that what she wants to do is turn her parents' former house of horrors into a sort of a place for good. And yet, first of all, she's got to come to terms with her 6 siblings and the life that they face together. I think this is going to be quite a tough read. I think it's going to be a really interesting read. I've seen a little bit of hype around this book already, so I'm quite excited to read it. But let me know if you've read it, or let me know if you've seen a bit of the hype around it too, because like I say, it has been trickling in, hasn't it? The final book that I've got is one that I'm extremely excited about, and it's one that was sent to me for review, and it's this one, You and Me on Vacation. This is by Emily Henry, and this isn't coming out until July. So this is coming out in July. Now, I read Emily Henry's book last year and absolutely loved it. It was a complete tearjerker, which absolutely emotionally destroyed me. So why not add to my emotional distraught and add this book into my life? So this sounds fantastic. It says, 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, 1 last chance to fall in love. You and Me on Vacation is a witty love story for fans of When Harry Met Sally and One Day. Get ready to travel the world, snort with laughter, and fall in love. This book starts 12 summers ago. Poppy and Alex meet, they absolutely hate each other, and they vow that they won't speak to each other ever again. And then the year after that, they end up re-meeting again by chance and end up having to share a ride back. And at the end of this ride, they've sort of made friends. And somehow at the end of this ride, they've made this pact that every single year they're going to go on a holiday together. And then it says 10 summers ago, Alex discovers his fear of flying on one of their trips away, and Poppy holds him the whole way. 7 summers ago, they end up getting horribly drunk and avoid getting matching tattoos. Then 2 summers ago, it all goes horribly wrong. Then this summer, Alex has asked Poppy to go on one last trip, and honestly, I think that this is just going to break me. I can feel myself getting emotional, and I'm not an emotional type person. I'm actually pretty horrible. So I think that the fact that this has given me goosebumps and making me want to cry at just reading about it, I think that I'm going to be a snivelling, snotty little wreck. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and I'm very excited to get around to it. So there we go. It's a mixed bag, as always. And so as usual, let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know if you're going to, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.